always shoot for recurring because like the stability of that income is just mentally so much more reassuring. And realistically, recurring is a high ticket product, right? I could sell a high ticket product, or I could sell a quality lower ticket product that's recurring. And if it's a good product, which I know Go High Level has a good product, right? People stay for 6 months, 12 months, 2 years. You know, I got people from 4 or 5 years ago still sticking with some softwares I promoted, and you just riding that, you know, that wave.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the High Level Spotlight Sessions, where we showcase awesome marketers doing awesome marketing. Today, I am joined by Spencer Mecham. He is the founder of Builderpreneur, a YouTube channel and Facebook community built around doing affiliate marketing the right way. He loves to chat about making money online and what to do with the money to make you be really happy. Spencer, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, super excited to be here. Thank you for the intro. I think I wrote that, right?
Yeah. Well, the second part, and maybe I stumbled through it, but you know, who doesn't want to be really happy?
Yeah, I probably wrote that on a good day. So
Spencer, thanks so much for coming on the show. You have had massive success as an affiliate marketer in your career. And so I'm really excited for we were just chatting about how anybody can join the High Level Affiliate Program, whether you're a customer or not. But if you are a customer, we auto enroll you in the affiliate program. So I think you'll have a lot of tips for folks who are just getting started, who might not really be thinking about the opportunity. But to just give us an idea, give us a quick overview of the success you've had through affiliate programs in general.
Yeah, so I heard about affiliate marketing in maybe 2016 through kind of like this, right? Someone just talking about it, and I was like, that sounds interesting, and then forgot about it. But I stumbled across a coworker at some point in my existence who was doing it extremely successfully, to the point that I couldn't figure out why he was still working at the job we were working at. You know, he's making much more as an affiliate. But that kind of sparked something in me to see this coworker making so much, and he was doing it through he promoted vacuum cleaners, something you've probably never thought. No affiliate has thought of that, but did very, very well doing that. And I figured if he could do it with vacuum cleaners, I could find something that worked for me. And so about a year and a half of just kind of tinkering around, side hustle style, right? Staying up late, waking up early, spending an hour a day, just kind of playing around, building blogs and things like that. And then it happened really, really quickly. I had like one YouTube video that just blew up, made $10,000 or something. And when I say one YouTube video, one out of like 10 that I tried, and 100 blog posts, right? And then from there, it just kind of started. I started kind of doing what was working and focusing on every time something worked, doing that a lot more times with multiple programs. And after 18 months of making almost nothing, it took about a year to a year and a half to make 7 figures. So the graph, I don't even know how you graph that, it just shot up. And then from then on, it's been fairly consistent at that same level. I do it with a very, very small team, one full-time person, a couple of part-time contractors and stuff that I hop in and out with. And really I do it because the lifestyle, not, the plan was never 7 figures. The plan was to create a good lifestyle, and somehow 7 figures came from that. So
that's amazing. So that first program where you had that $10,000 success, what was the what amounts of money were we talking about? What was the deal?
Yeah, so it was Coinbase, if people are familiar with that. Most people are now. Yeah, it's Coinbase affiliate program, one of their first affiliates. What I was trying at the time was I was trying to make these Instagram. Basically, I was spamming on Instagram. I'd go follow and unfollow hundreds of thousands of people. And if anyone's been in the game for 5-6 years, they probably remember that. Everyone was talking about it. So I follow and unfollow, and then 100 people would follow me back, and I'd shoot them a direct message like, "Hey, you should start with this," As part of that, it's funny that this particular video blew up because it wasn't supposed to be a YouTube video. It was supposed to be a tutorial for Instagram, and I was just linking them over to it. Hey, you want to get started in crypto? Here's how you do it, right? And linked over to that, and that video did just so crazy well. It was just a simple how to buy Bitcoin. I think it was like 5 to 10 minutes long. I didn't know what I was doing. Bad mic, bad I didn't think I even showed my face on it, just a super basic video, and it blew up really, really hard, hundreds
Wow.
of thousands of views. Um, and so that was my first like major success, and it was crazy. It was just crazy to watch it, and it was like $10,000, and then I think I got up to like $20,000 at one point, and then YouTube removed it. It was like the hardest stop of all time. I was making hundreds of dollars a day, and then I was making nothing, just like that. Right, my one success fizzled,
So
but it was really cool when it happened.
was that a non-recurring deal? It was a one-off commission?
Yeah, it's just back then it was just a $10. You get $10 every time you refer someone in paid in Bitcoin, So I was getting all these emails from Coinbase, and one day I woke up and I didn't have any more emails, and it's like, what happened? And the video is just gone.
That's so interesting. So, you know, obviously there are a million affiliate programs out there and a lot, they're all very different. And so one thing I do want to point out, if you are in the high level affiliate program and you're just kind of getting started or you're not thinking about it as an opportunity, you might be focused on your agency and whatnot. Um, here's an example of something that you were able to monetize up to $20,000 off of a single commission of what, $10 or something?
$10 commission, yeah, one video.
So as like the high level affiliate program, we pay recurring, right? So you sign someone up and you get paid every time they make a payment, and it's way more than $10, right? It's 40% of 97 to 297 or $497. So I don't want, they all have pros and cons, but I do like to point out the opportunity with the high level affiliate program because it's recurring. Now, is that something you learn to look for, recurring commission opportunities as opposed to one-offs?
Yeah, shifted over. So this is in my beginning days. Within 6 months of that, I'd kind of shifted away from focusing on those, because that experience taught me, right? Especially that YouTube video removal is like, ooh, good thing I didn't quit my job because I'm not making
Yeah.
anything now. So the recurring model now makes a lot more sense to me, and Coinbase actually even has a recurring one. But yeah, I will always shoot for recurring because like the stability of that income is just mentally so much more reassuring. And realistically, recurring is a high ticket product, right? I could sell
Yeah.
a high ticket product, or I could sell a quality uh, lower ticket product that's recurring. And if it's a good product, which I know Go High Level has a good product, right? People stay for 6 months, 12 months, two
Yeah.
years. I got people from 4 or 5 years ago still sticking with some softwares I promoted,
Mhm.
and you just riding that wave.
Exactly. So talk to me about the transition into from going from like spammy tactics of the olden days to more of building communities. Um, when did that kind of light bulb go off and how did you get started sort of building a community around what you were doing?
Yeah, so I pushed hard on YouTube after that. Obviously, I was like, wow, that worked well. And but originally, you say community, it wasn't community. It was one off. I'll make a video about this, make a video about this. And I never actually visualized real people watching my videos. I never felt like any sense of community at all. It's just like me trying things out, and I could never really picture it as like a real thing. But as I started to do well across a few programs, people started to talk about it, and they would announce your name and things like that, and people started to say like, what are you, how are you doing this, what's going on? And I'd message back like 2 sentences, this is what I'm doing. And they're like, oh yeah, that's what everyone says. Provide
Yeah.
value or something, some generic stuff, like that's really what I'm doing. And so that's actually when I shifted over and created the whole Buildapreneur brand. So at this point, I'm still just promoting stuff in random places, crypto, things like that. And that's when I started to create the Buildapreneur brand. Is demand, people constantly talking to me and asking how it was coming, how it was working. And that was when the Buildapreneur YouTube channel was created, and it was much more people centric. Like, hey, I want to actually help these people that are asking me questions and focus in on that. And then yeah, same thing. I get these YouTube channels and I get the same question 15 times, and I'm trying to respond in all these YouTube comments. That's where a Facebook group came in. It was like, hey, let's make it so I can answer once, and then you guys can answer each other 100 more times, right? And build that helping each other kind of vibe. And so that's where the Facebook group came in, and it grew really quickly too, because we created that vibe of like, hey, very, very respectful, very, very helpful. This group is not a place to to be obnoxious like 95% of the groups on there, right? We kind of hit that pretty hard in the beginning, and it grew really quickly after that, the community.
So maybe, I mean, it sounds like you've definitely built a community or communities. Maybe the word I was looking for was audience. And
Oh,
so I guess what I'm getting at is I think a lot of high levelers who think about the opportunity are kind of like, well, I don't want to just be out there like shilling this one thing over and over again, and people are just going to be like, oh, like you're a high level, shill or something, as opposed to thinking about building an audience around not just the high level affiliate program, but all the tools that you use, right? Most tools have an affiliate program. And if I'm a marketer, I could just start talking about all the tools that I use, put out content, within my space about all of them and build an audience, like what you've done with just affiliate opportunities in general, I think.
yeah, my apologies. Audience makes more makes more sense to me. Um, yeah, so I think a lot of people traditionally when they get into affiliate marketing, and I thought this, it was just like reviews, right? Like
Hmm.
go high level review, go high level versus this. That's kind of what affiliate marketers are out there pushing, that kind of stuff. Uh, and that's how I did in the beginning too. But if you look at all my more recent content, if you go to any of my channels now, all the content is just focused on helping people and getting them into my community in some way, whether it's a Facebook group, an email list, a subscription, TikTok follower, something, getting them in the door by helping them. And if I can identify the people that would most, so in high levels case, who are the people that would benefit most from high level, right? And you've kind of talked about your focus group there. Okay, well, what are they looking for online, right? And I can make tons of content about that. These guys are all trying to figure out how to get more clients, how to get more leads, how to convert more leads, right? That's all the stuff that they're looking for. I can make endless amounts of content about that. And as they come into my door, it's very natural for me to, one, just promote Go High Level in the video itself, right? Hey, I'm showing you how to get more leads. I'm showing you how to convert more leads. Check out what I'm doing in my Go High Level account, right? I'm moving them through this process here. You can't do
Yeah.
that elsewhere, so you should get Go High Level. Then they love you already. You get some off that, right? Then they come in the door. Now in your Facebook group, you're doing the same thing. Like, oh, everyone should be using Go High Level. Check out this thing we just did. Hey, we just made $5,000 a day using Go High Level, right? And you kind of just, and it may seem like a shill. I think of it more as you become the Go High Level expert in their minds,
Mm.
and you become the person they think of when they think of converting leads or getting more leads. That's like when they think of that, they think of you. And then it's very natural for them to trust you and the products that you are promoting.
That's a great way to think about it. And I think that makes a ton of sense, right? You're not out there screaming about some tool over and over again. You're saying, hey, do you want to learn how I manage this for multiple clients at scale? Here's how I do it. Let's check it out. Da, 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 da. By the way, the tool I'm using is high level. And that's just a natural way to promote a product where you're actually trying to help somebody out as opposed to just promote the product. I think that's awesome. And then do
Yeah.
you typically find when you make videos nowadays, you end up promoting multiple things because the process that you're explaining crosses over?
Sometimes, a lot of times a video will be like focused on one thing. So I'll think I want to promote Go High Level in my next 5 videos, for example, right? What are the things it really does for me? And then the video will be kind of focused around that one thing. I find that I do better in each video, not laying out 8 products, right? I try to kind of hone in on one, and luckily Go High Level has, the product itself has 12 different things inside of it, so you don't really need to go outside of that in most
Yeah.
cases. But there are, I'm sure, people that use Go High Level use other softwares as well, and so you can make videos. I mean, if I was running Go High Level, I'd make videos about those and the audiences that those target, right? And then bring them into Go High Level again. So there's anything that Go High Level's core audience would want to watch online, anything that they would be looking for and finding and watching, you can make content about all that and steer it in. Think of it like a wheel, all those different spokes. You can bring them in a million different ways
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. Great. All right. Well, while I have you, I've got to ask because I'm sure the community will be upset if I don't. For people who, the light bulb is on, they're like, this makes sense. I could make a ton of videos about things that I do inside of high level. What are some tactical YouTube tips that you have figured out along the way as far as getting videos to rank, getting attention to videos? What have you learned about the algorithm that you could share?
Yep. No, I'd love to talk about that. Um, so the first thing is I think a lot of small, like I assume most people have somewhat smaller channels, and we get this feeling like we can't compete with the bigger channels, right? They own
Mhm.
everything they go for, but they only go for the big stuff. So tip number one would be, there's 10,000 things people type into YouTube every day, right? In regards to go high level, let's say, the big guys are going to go for the top 100 words, the top 50 words, right? That's what they go for. And that leaves a ton more for the small guys. And so in the beginning, that was one of the best ways that I grew, was I would target all these kind of like smaller, on the fringes keywords and things that still had volume, but they weren't getting 50,000 views a month or anything like that. And you put out 10, 20 videos like that, and two things start to happen. One, each of them starts to get recurring views, right? You get 10, 20, 30 views a day from every single one of those. But two, YouTube starts to think of you as the expert in whatever that category is.
Mm.
So step one would be like, if my focus was leads, my first 10, 20 videos would just be leads, getting more leads, getting more leads, getting more leads, right? And YouTube starts to say, this guy knows about getting more leads. And you start to rank every time you put out a video that involves the word leads or getting more leads, that video starts to rank pretty quickly, because YouTube has kind of decided that you are who you are. And that's a real thing. Like, I call it expert mode, where YouTube just really hones in on what you are and what you're about and who they should show your videos to. So that's one, is go for those kind of perimeter keywords. The other two, honestly, like YouTube, gets, people act like it's more complicated than it is. YouTube has two main parts of its algorithm that take up 90% of what they, of the algorithm, and that's your thumbnail / title, which make up your click-through rate, and how long someone watches your video. And so you look at those two things and think, how can I make this click-through rate go up, and not just be basic. And you go look at what everyone else is doing and think, how can I break out of this trend of, like, if I'm doing a go high level review, to make it super simple, go high level review, go high level review, go high level review, right? That's what everyone's doing, that phrase. But you could do something like go high level, the good, the bad, the ugly, right? Like, something to break up and make yours. Or is go high level legit, the truth about go high level, right? And
Mhm.
things like that, where you're breaking away from the other 90% of the flock, and that shoots your video up. And then same thing with your thumbnail. Go look, and they all kind of have the same thumbnail. What can you do that's different than them? So when someone's doing that thumb scroll, right, like, oh, that catches their eye for a second, and then they head over to your title to see what the title of that video is. So that's one. And then the video watch time is step two. You get that click-through rate up high, and you get a video watch time that's up high, and you're golden. And video watch time, in videos like this, is pretty simple as well. And people overcomplicate that. You're just going to make a video. You're going to tell them up front exactly what you're going to do for them if they stay to the end of the video. I'm going to solve problem A, B, C, and D for you if you stay to the end of the video. And then you're actually going to structure your video ahead of time with that idea in mind. For example, if I was going to give 10 points or 5 pointers, I'm not going to start with the number one pointer. This is going to change your life, right? I'm going to end with the number one pointer, and they're going to know that I'm ending with the number one pointer. The true game changer is coming at the end, right? And I'll tap that a little bit in the beginning. I'll kind of
Yeah.
hint to that, or show them something on the screen that did for me, something to keep them like, I got to stay till the end, because that's like
Yeah.
the pointer. And you do those two things. You think of that click-through rate the entire time, and how you can stand out and get more clicks on that video. And then you think, how can I get someone that watches this to not leave in the first 30 seconds, to not leave in the first 3 minutes, but to stay till the end? And you go from 50 views on a video to 50,000 views on a video pretty quickly.
Does the length of the video matter at all?
Yes and no. So I think there's like a slight bias towards longer videos in YouTube. Longer videos, more ads, right? More money. But not to the point that you should fill it with fluff, right?
What do you consider long? Like more than 5 minutes, more than 10 minutes?
I shoot for 8.
Okay.
I shoot for over 8. But sometimes I'll do a 2-minute video. I'll say, I'm going to explain this in 2 minutes or less, right? And that's kind of my hook. That's my as they're scrolling, like, oh, this guy does it in 2 minutes or less, right? This guy does it in 16 minutes. So I grab my market share right there
Yeah, that's
of
smart.
people.
I'm always looking for the shortest video because I'm like,
Yeah.
I want the least amount of fluff.
And it kind of depends what you're looking for, right? If you're like, hey, it's my first day in cryptocurrency, right? You're not looking for a 2-minute video. You're like, I want like an hour. Like, I want someone to really break
Yeah,
it
yeah,
down.
true.
And so that's kind of how I try to think, is like, when that person's looking, what are they looking? Are they looking to get the quickest solution to their problem, or do they want like in-depth someone to really break something down for them and help them? But typically I find that if I can get an 8 to 10 minute video and that does well on those two metrics that I gave, it can go viral.
Can I rapid fire a couple of questions at you?
Yeah,
Do you do like a logo in your intro, or do you go straight into content?
I've tried both, and the logo in your intro damages your watch time just a little bit, so I tend to cut it out.
Cool. And then do you start with like as your intro, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that, or you go straight into the content?
Same thing. I don't think anybody says, "Oh, I forgot," and subscribes, right?
Do you do that at all anywhere in the video? Do you do it at the end, or is that a thing of the past?
I'll do it sometimes in the middle of the video and sometimes at the end. So I will ask for something. Typically, if I lay out like as I'm building my outline, if I'm like, "Ooh, that is, that's gold right there. I just gave them like a golden egg," then I'll
Mhm.
try to put it right after that. So like, "Hey, if you like what you just saw, like this isn't fluffy nonsense like you see on the rest of the internet, right? Click subscribe for more stuff like that." So I'll try to place it strategically, not like, "Hey, you've known me for 10 seconds. Why aren't you subscribing to me?"
Do you use any tools that you love? Like, are there tools out there that help you A/B test your thumbnail image or your title or anything like that?
Yeah. So I've gone away from tools. I used to have like all these tools, right? And just all the data and all the everything like
I got to
that.
introduce you to Michael on my
And
team. He's got a tool for everything.
I, and I've kind of just started to pull away from those as I've started, like I talked about the simplicity of that algorithm. You hit those things and it works out for you. So the one tool that I think is super important, you talked about A/B testing thumbnails. I use TubeBuddy for that, and you can see crazy things happen. You can see a video that's kind of stagnant, getting almost no views, maybe 20, 30 views a day. You tweak out the thumbnail, YouTube test it for a few days, and suddenly you'll just see this like shunk, like oh, you hit it, you got the click-through rate that we need, to make this video go. And I've seen a video. I had a video. It was it was okay, and my number one video of all time right now is one of those that I switched the thumbnail 3 months in with a test and exploded it.
You didn't switch it to like a thumbnail, did you? Like, do you have to
What did I
do
do?
that?
You don't. Yeah, that's a funny one, right? You don't have to, but emotion. The idea is emotion. Emotion grabs attention more than anything else. And so if you go
Well, that's
look,
why
go.
everybody does it. Yeah.
That's why everyone does it. Like it's what catches their eye. Emotion, the eyes, seeing eyes, looking into eyes, all those little things. But no, you don't have to do that. Like people succeed on YouTube without that, right? Without even showing their face in the thumbnails. So there
Mhm.
are styles that work for everybody.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for the tips. Spencer, tell us about Builderpreneur.
Yeah, so it's built around it's built around traffic. Like I find that I specialize in traffic and getting tons of people to visit whatever page or site you have. And if that's something you're interested in, I teach mostly affiliate marketing, but affiliate marketers, basically all they need is traffic, and most people can figure out how to make some money with lots of eyeballs. So if you want to learn traffic, my YouTube channel is a great place to go. Automation Nation is my Facebook group, great place to go to ask any questions you have. And then we got tons of free content. And if you really feel like you're in, TikTok and YouTube are kind of my fortes, and we have paid trainings on both of those as well.
Yeah, so you're already way deep into TikTok, huh?
Yeah. Oh, TikTok, I resisted for so long. When it first came out, I put out one video. It's like, that's lame, forgot about it. And then so many people told me to do it about a year and a half ago, year and a half ago. It's like, fine, I'll do it again, give it a good shot. Made one video, so my second video, right? And it got 3.5 million views or something.
Wow.
Like I know of no other platform that doesn't care who you are or how long you've been on the platform or how big your audience is. It's super content centric, right? Hey, I like that piece of content you did. It's your first one. I don't care. It's going viral. So for people that are just looking like they're brand new, have no audience whatsoever, I just don't think there's a better place.
I've heard that a lot. And are you seeing, I mean, is the content, can it be any content, right? Like, you know, thinking of one of our customers, an agency that works with doctors, lawyers, home service companies, whatever it may, is all of that content fair game on TikTok, or is it,
Mhm.
still in the early stages of somebody needs to be dancing for this to go
So we're past the dancing stage. I have yet to dance. Uh,
well?
but it is a hype platform, right? Like 60 seconds, you can't just sit there and like talk for 60 seconds, so you typically won't do well. It's about the hype. It's about the hook, a hook that grabs people attention, something crazy, curious, some statement that just like makes their mind blow, right? That's how TikTok is built. And then you can bring them in to an ecosystem that you have that may be a lot less hypey. Like once you get into my ecosystem, I don't hype very much, but there's no other way to get moving on TikTok. So you don't have to dance, but you will have to be a little more flashy and hypey than you may like.
So let me ask you one more question about TikTok because I'm curious. Do you feel like let's say I worked with, I don't know, I feel like I've seen videos of like carpet cleaning or something where it's like this drastic change and you're just like, holy crap, like babe, we got to get the carpets clean, you know? If you did make a video and it hit, do you feel like you could then take that to all of your clients' TikTok accounts and replicate the success like you could with a Facebook ad, you know, once you know you got one that works, it kind of works with every client?
Yeah, it's a funny question. My Now it's been a few months since I've seen this, but in the beginning, once I kind of like figured out what I talked about, barely the hook and how to kind of make TikTok's algorithm sing, I was getting millions of views on like every video for a while. And I go out there and look, and people would just duplicate my video to a T. Like they just, okay, like word for word, everything I said, they just do the exact same thing. And boom, their video blows up too,
Oh,
And
really?
TikTok's probably, yeah, which is crazy, highly unethical,
Yeah.
but TikTok, their algorithm, right? If it worked, they'll run a little test, usually show it to 300 or 500 people. If it worked on, when I built it and it ran the test, it worked when they built it and it ran the test as well. So yes, I think you can duplicate it like that. I don't know yet how I feel about TikTok with local businesses. So you kind of mentioned carpet cleaning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot harder. I haven't personally tried to target local. It's not in my game, but I have seen people target me in Utah with things like um, this new law in Utah
Mm.
makes homeowners, so you can target location, and TikTok will recognize that. You can do it with the hashtags and then what you talk about in the video. And I see that a fair amount when I'm on my TikTok account. I'll see someone talk about my state, and TikTok has figured that out.
Is
Um,
that you can target by content or just like if you're running ads? I imagine I've never run a TikTok ad, but you can target geographically via ad, I'm sure, right?
I'm talking about content. Yeah, so definitely with ads, but I'm talking about content where it registers. Hey, they're talking about Utah. They've hashtagged Utah. We're showing this to people in Utah.
Mm, that's
Which would,
that's interesting.
yeah, and
That's
I've
really
never done it,
interesting.
but I know it works because every time I get on TikTok, someone's talking about Utah, and I'm like, wow, what are the chances?
I'm very curious about TikTok, and hopefully some of our customers who are watching can reach out and let me know if they're having success. But I could picture all sorts of videos, like a teeth whitening for a dentist. You could make, anything where it's like a shocking, like before and after. I feel like you could turn that into compelling TikTok video
Oh,
and
huge.
reach a whole new audience.
Oh, huge. You don't tell them what's coming, right? You just start, yeah, and they're just watching like what's going to happen to these teeth. And
Mhm.
I've seen that done in multiple spaces. I know I've seen accountants pull off TikTok, get hundreds of thousands of views on an accounting video. So I really think any niche can pull it off. And there's enough people on TikTok at this point. There's no one that can say it's just teenagers now, right?
It seems like an insane opportunity. If you can figure it out, like if you could figure out the accounting video and then use it, go replicate it for all your clients, it seems like a real, like early days of Facebook ads type of opportunity.
Yeah, and another beauty of it is Instagram. It's like, oh, let's do reels, right? And then YouTube's like, let's do shorts, and Facebook's like, let's do stories or whatever their version is. And now you can literally just make one video and just pop it on all four of them. It takes 10 extra seconds, and you got four
Right.
shots that go viral instead of one.
Exactly. Why not? That's awesome. Well, Spencer, thanks so much for coming on. The Builderpreneur URL is builderpreneur.com, right?
Yes.
Cool. You can also find Spencer all over YouTube. Just search his name and it'll take you right to his channel. But
I mentioned
thanks again.
ecosystem. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say?
I said I mentioned ecosystem. Go anywhere, website, TikTok, YouTube. It'll all bring you into the same place in the end.
Perfect. Cool. Well, thanks for coming on to share all these tips. I'm sure, hopefully, the gears are turning about the opportunity, especially with High Levels Affiliate Program. Because, like I said, it's 40% recurring if you didn't know. So, thanks for coming on, Spencer.
Thank you so much. We'll see you.
See you guys in the next one.